way back to the office. As he emerged from court number 3 and slipped into the stream of gowned functionaries, witnesses, and spectators, a large hand gripped his shoulder. It belonged to a policeman.
"Oh, Inspector Rutherforth, congratulations! Another thief off your patch?"
"Unfortunately, there are plenty more where that blighter came from. Poverty breeds prisoners."
The cop smiled, but he did not relinquish his grip. He was known for always getting his man. At 6'2", he towered over Johnny, but his height was not exceptional. Some members of the City of London Police were 7 feet tall.
"I trust you'll give me a mention in dispatches."
"Of course."
Johnny relaxed as the long arm of the law finally released him. Rutherforth was one of the first people he had interviewed for the Daily News. The senior officer had rescued a young girl from drowning. One moment she'd been playing happily on the beach beside Tower Bridge, the next she was being swept away by the current and dragged under the surface of the crowded waterway. With no thought for his own safety, Rutherforth, alerted by the screaming mother, had dived off the bridge into the Thames. To the applause of a crowd of red-faced cockneys, who would be feeling cold, sick, and dizzy by the end of the day, despite the knotted handkerchiefs on their heads, the policeman had dragged the unconscious child from the filthy water and administered mouth-to-mouth, undoubtedly saving her life. To begin with, Johnny had been slightly intimidated by Rutherforth. He was strong as well as long, a well-trimmed moustache accentuating the whiteness of his even teeth, with handsome features that were remarkable for their perfect symmetry. There was a glint in his black eyes that, depending on the occasion, could promise mischief or menace. Johnny had gradually warmed to the man as he described his distinguished war record and showed off his pipsqueak, the set of medals awarded to those servicemen who, unlike Johnny's father, had somehow survived the Great War. Rutherforth had the full set: the 1914-15 Star, the General Service Medal, and the Victory Medal, affectionately named by their proud bearers after the characters in a Daily Mirror strip cartoon called Pip, Squeak, and Wilfred. Anxious to be portrayed as a devoted family man as well as a career cop, Rutherforth had talked about his 3 daughters, Edith, Elaine, and Elsie, before going on to describe how he had come to join the gentleman cops, as the City of London Police were known. Like many officers, when the war ended, he'd found that he missed the discipline and camaraderie. Pressed for anecdotes, Rutherforth's face lit up as he began to recount various exploits involving an old comrade-in-arms by the name of Archie, only for his voice to catch with the recollection that his friend had not returned from France. Johnny had caught a glimpse of the Titan's vulnerable side as he refused to elaborate any further on Archie's fate. Rallying swiftly, Rutherforth stated that the only lie he'd ever told was giving his age as 18 when he enlisted in the Black Watch. Johnny did not believe him. He knew that Rutherforth had knocked 2 years off his real age. Now, in his 39th year, the inspector was popular with his men, but no pushover. Any constable who went off his beat even for a minute, no matter what the reason, would be immediately recommended for dismissal.
"I'm glad I bumped into you," said Johnny. "Did you lose a man over the weekend?"
"No. Who suggested we had?"
"Well, I received an anonymous tip-off this morning."
"Someone must have it in for you,"
said Rutherforth, flashing his teeth.
"It's pure balderdash."
His sharp eyes lit up.
"Ah, here comes my favourite PC."
Another helmet with its distinctive crest and Roman-style comb, a tribute to the City of London Police's civic-minded predecessors, was bobbing towards them through the mob.
"Matt," said Johnny, "I didn't know you were here."
"PC Turner to you, sunshine."
Johnny laughed. At 6'1", his closest friend was a lot taller than he was. Then, since he was only 5'6", most people were. He was about to come back with some cheeky retort when he remembered Rutherforth, but on turning he realised that the inspector was no longer behind him.
"I've just been speaking to your boss."
Johnny stepped out of the path of a clerk laden with a perilous pile of folders.
"He called you his favourite PC."
"Well, that's because I won the match on Saturday. Rutherforth made a packet betting on me. He's a good trainer, considering he's never boxed himself."
"Afraid of damaging his pretty..."